Well, here in Indiana and all over the country, there are people getting coronavirus stimulus checks for family members who have already died. Now the government says it wants that money back. Our senior investigative reporter Bob Siegel explains tonight how the IRS knew it was sending stimulus money to dead people before many of those checks were even mailed.
The government rushed to get those COVID-19 relief checks in the mail, but it overlooked one important piece of information. Let's take the case of World War II veteran Albert Geiersba. He was 95 years old when he passed away here in Indianapolis 2 years ago. His daughter filed his final tax return last year after he died. So she was quite surprised to get this $1,200 stimulus check in the mail a few days ago. Look closely at the check. It has the letters DECD, an acknowledgement by the IRS that it already knows that Mr. Geiersba is dead. But the U.S. Treasury sent the check anyway, and now it wants the money back. This week, the IRS posted on its website that a payment made to someone who died before receipt of the payment should be returned to the IRS. And it gave instructions on how to do that. If it's a paper check, write void on the endorsement section on the back of the check and mail it to the Treasury Department with a note saying why you're sending it back. If the check was already cashed or it was a direct deposit, then the IRS says send a personal check along with an explanation. I spoke to a local tax preparer today who said keeping money that the IRS wants back can have some serious ramifications.
Most common is penalties, interest, and in worst case scenario, there are people that go to jail on an annual basis for tax fraud. It would be my recommendation for my clients that I deal with under those circumstances to go ahead and return the payment.
The IRS has not clarified what penalties, if any, it will impose on people who do not send back those IRS stimulus checks that were sent by mistake, but certainly holding on to those checks, cashing them, and spending the money right now is not a good idea. If you have one of those checks and you want to send it back, we have instructions on how to do it and where to send it at WTHR.com.